good man can be a great man. A great man can be a good man. But not all good men are great, and not all great men are good. There's a difference. But what does it mean to be great, and what does it mean to be good? Greatness is impact. Greatness is legacy. To leave behind something so grand that not even the passage of time can forget. Greatness is to be remembered, the ability to move mountains, and to have your name echo throughout history. And just as history has reminded us of the greats, it has also demonstrated that greatness does not equate to goodness, especially when one's greatness comes at the expense of another's suffering. Christopher Columbus discovered the New World, which subsequently ushered an era of colonialism, genocide, slavery, and mass oppression. Yet for centuries he was venerated as a grand explorer. Winston Churchill, the war hero who saved the West from evil, starved 4 million Bengalis to death, and when asked about it, simply blamed them for breeding like rabbits. Henry Kissinger, the statesman and genius who was awarded a Nobel Peace Prize, destabilized entire regions, prolonged wars for political leverage, used human lives as expendable chess pieces, and dropped more bombs on Cambodia alone than all of World War II. He alone was responsible for 4 to 6 million deaths across multiple continents, and unsurprisingly, never faced trial, was never held accountable, was celebrated in universities and by presidents, and happily died as a wealthy man at the ripe old age of 100. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the reality of greatness without goodness, impact without morality. To leave something behind while wiping away what others fought desperately to preserve. But what happens when goodness meets greatness? What happens when a man has the power to shake the world, but possesses the integrity and conviction to hold it together?
My conscience won't let me go shoot my brother or some darker people or some pro-hungry people in the mud for big, powerful America and shoot them for what? They never called me nigger. They never lynched me. They never put no dogs on me. They never robbed me of my nationality, raped and killed my mother and father. What I'm going to shoot them for what?
Well, will you now use Shabazz and drop X?
I'll probably continue to use Malcolm X and I'll probably use it as long as the situation that produced it exists. My going to Mecca and going into the Muslim world, into the African world, and being recognized and accepted as a Muslim and as a brother may solve the problem for me personally. But I personally feel that my personal problem is never solved as long as the problem is not solved for all of our people in this country. So I remain Malcolm X as long as there is a need to protest and struggle and fight against the injustices that our people are involved in this country.
These men exemplified greatness and goodness in the same breath. They had everything to lose, yet persisted in their battle against injustice. They understood the cost of speaking the truth in a world run by deceit. Ali was stripped of his prime and his titles, whereas Malcolm paid with his life and was assassinated at the age of 39. They were well aware of the consequences, but spoke anyway, because they fought for the right to be heard. And they understood that in a fractured world, silence meant complicity. Malcolm and Ali were neither the first nor the last, as throughout history countless people have been oppressed, silenced, and martyred, all for the sake of wanting to be heard. They put their lives on the line, not only for themselves, but for an idea, and despite knowing that they might never see it bear fruit during their lifetime, they entrusted it to worthy successors, who would carry the torches lit by their own blood. They were lynched for teaching others to read, hanged for printing pamphlets, beaten for organizing, killed for existing. They gave everything, in hopes that we could have what they never did, the right to speak freely, and today we certainly do. Their sacrifice gave us a voice, and their efforts were not in vain. It's certainly a right that we've inherited, yet in the age of widespread mass communication, where people have megaphones in their pockets, and their voices are louder than ever, people are scared to speak. People are silent. We scroll past genocides like they're just another post. Gaza, Congo, Sudan, real people being erased in real time, and we just treat it like background noise. We'll argue and ramble incessantly about topics that are of no benefit. But when it comes to uncomfortable truths that might cost us something, crickets. I've went down the rabbit hole of learning how history has been twisted and tampered, how narratives are controlled, and how a select few profit off humanity's suffering. These are just things I cannot fathom, and there's nights where I can't sleep because of what my eyes have witnessed, and no matter how much I wish I could unsee the abhorrent atrocities, they remain overwhelmingly present in my mind. It would be insincere to expect myself to change the world, but if there's anything history has taught me, it's that an idea will never die. I want to contribute to a just cause, to whatever capacity that may be. As a martial artist, I would like to fight for the oppressed, to be a shield for the weak. And as an orator, I want to be a voice for the silenced. As history has indicated, speaking freely and the ability to be heard is a privilege not many were granted the luxury of affording. It required tremendous sacrifice, tremendous hardship, and pools of blood. So before I depart, I pose a question to you, the viewer. What will you do with your voice?
I will not go 10,000 miles from here to help murder and kill another poor people simply to continue the domination of white slave masters.